The information in this video is provided for informational and educational purposes only.
Welcome to Dose of DeAnn, where you'll get a little shot of what my life is like living with SMA. Today I'm going to talk about how important dental hygiene is throughout your life. That way, if you have good dental hygiene, you can limit the amount of dental work you need done throughout your life. For me, going to the dentist is really difficult, and after a word from our sponsor, I'll show you my trip to the dentist and give you a few tips to make at-home dental hygiene a little bit easier. Check out this quick message and we'll see you on the other side.
This vlog was made possible by a sponsorship from Avexis, a clinical stage gene therapy company relentlessly focused on bringing gene therapy out of the lab and into the clinical setting for patients and families devastated by rare and life-threatening neurological genetic diseases. To understand how gene therapy is changing the way we see genetic diseases, check out exploregenetherapy.com. www.exploregenetherapy.com. Explore Gene Therapy is a resource for learning more about gene therapy, including its history and how it is being studied. Visit www.exploregenetherapy.com.
I'm out of hibernation for the winter, but that means I have to go to the dentist. So that's where we're headed now, and I wanted to show you my new ramps. I'm going to try them out too. We anchored them into the cement. And they work pretty slick. Well, we made it to the dentist's office, so wish me luck. Do you want to push it? I'm in the right spot. We're just getting ready, and I'm tilting my chair back so I'm in the right position for her to work on my teeth. I really dislike going to the dentist. I only go once a year just because it's so difficult. And typically I transfer from my wheelchair to their chair, but over the years that's got increasingly difficult. And so when my mom had her dentist appointment a couple weeks earlier, I had her ask if it would be possible to stay in my chair for my appointment. They actually thought that was a great idea, and so they just kind of shifted as much of their room around as they could so I could fit in there and just tilt my chair back. It was a little difficult for the dental hygienist. She had to kind of go back and forth around some of their equipment, but it worked out in the end, and I'm glad I spoke up about it. Another thing that makes it tough is that I have a limited extension of my jaw, so I can only open my mouth this wide. That is part of my disability, so it makes it a little trickier to maneuver their tools around when they're working on my teeth, but I have to say they do a pretty good job of it, and at home I don't really have an issue with it when I brush my own teeth. And I thought it would be interesting for you guys to see how I brush my teeth. I know some of you can't, and if you do have someone else brushing your teeth, just remind them if they're constantly missing a spot, just let them know. If their pressure is too hard or too soft, just kind of let them know, because you want your teeth to be clean too. So I'm in my bathroom here, and I just thought I'd show you how I brush my teeth. Of course, it's different for everybody, but I use an electric toothbrush. This one is, I'm not 100% sold on, but it is really lightweight. I have trouble with the power button, but I use my teeth to turn it on and off, so that works for me. I also have my PCAs prop my arms on the sink. Sometimes I do it when my feeding tube is running, just to use that time. And then I have this blue Dicem under my arm. That way my elbow doesn't slip out and it's a little easier to hold up. And I also use a toothpaste dispenser That way I don't have to squeeze the tube. You just put your toothbrush in there and you press your toothbrush into it. I think they do have automatic ones where it's just triggered by like motion, but I'm not sure. I just found this one on Amazon. It was pretty cheap. And then since I can't spit into the sink, I use a little plastic Dixie cup type thing to just spit into. So the one thing, I put gel toothpaste in the toothpaste dispenser this last time, and I'm not crazy about that. It kind of makes a mess. But that's the first time I've tried that, so I don't recommend doing that. And then I just brush my teeth. I use both hands when I brush too. That's how I brush my teeth, and it works well for me, so if you find what works well for you, just go for it. I used to also do mouthwash, but that became a little tricky because I couldn't pour it into the glass, dump it into my mouth, tip my head back, and gargle it. It just wasn't working for me, so I put that by the wayside a while ago. However, I did hear someone say that they actually dip their toothbrush into the mouthwash before they brush their teeth, so I thought maybe I'd give that a shot sometime. I also wanted to mention, instead of flossing with actual dental floss, I use these pick tools, dental pick tools. You can get them at any store, really. And they make it a lot easier to reach and do with one hand. I usually use one hand to prop the other hand, and then I can floss my teeth with these. They have a little pointy end too, so if you have something in your teeth, it's easier to use. And if you can't floss your own teeth, it's a lot easier to use this than actual dental floss, because someone else, that way, they don't have to kind of struggle with getting their hands in your mouth and trying to maneuver around, because this makes it a lot easier. So if you guys have any tips or tricks for me as far as dental hygiene goes, tell them to me in the comments below or on the forums. I'd love to hear anything to make going to the dentist easier as well. So just share with me anything that you know. And that's all I have for you today, so we'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.